And now we are going to talk about iZombie Season 2, Episode 3. Full spoilers for Real Dead Housewife of Seattle. Liv eats the brains of a trophy wife who was pushed to her death from her home's balcony by a hired hitman. Also, Liv and Ravi discover Peyton is back in Seattle. For this review, good old Connor from the 1080-bit podcast is joining us.
I have appeared.
Yeah, you're here just solely for the iZombie review. So let's start with you. What did you think about this week's episode?
It was a lot of fun. There's just consistently the show's just fun. Like it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's just jokes everywhere. I really like how they play up the stereotypes, the housewife stuff this time with all the shopping and stuff like that.
Yeah,
led to some good stuff.
So how do you feel about the show in general?
Yeah, it is always just solidly fun. It's one of those things I always forget every week that it's there, and then I watch it and I'm like, oh, I should have watched that earlier.
Yeah,
because it's just great.
Connor, trust me, sometimes every week I forget that it was every now and again I forget. Hey Mario, what did you think about this week's episode?
I did not get to watch the whole episode, unfortunately. But I don't mind if you guys talk about it. I do want to hear about it. I'm sad that I missed it because I enjoyed it.
How far into it did you get?
I only got to watch maybe like the first 15 minutes. I stayed out with some coworkers and didn't get too far into it before I had to go to bed.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because this was a pretty fun episode. I liked it a lot more than last week's.
You like
the bro one?
You like Zombie Housewife more than Zombie Bro?
I did. I really did because I felt like the bro stuff was a little too on the nose, and some of the housewife stuff was also too on the nose, but it also supplemented the drama and the plot between Liv and Major.
Right. I think because the housewife thing just lends itself easier to drama and to more subtle humor. Because the whole thing about being bro is about being just in your front face, just on the nose. So it's hard to be subtle about that.
And this is more about, how dare you? I'm going to throw a drink in your face. I'm going to do this or whatever. I'm sorry. It's just the brains. Whatever. Like those are the elements of the show that I really enjoy. But like I said, Major, Liv actually understands what's going on with Major now. And it's actually, it's progressed a little bit. Like you understand Major's headspace a little bit more in this episode. Peter, what did you think about this episode overall?
I like this one. I thought the stuff with Major is a little bit better, like because we were sort of like not complaining, but last week we were sort of talking about how that's definitely the weakest part of the show, and that it's not as compelling as the fun stuff.
It felt a little too rushed and stereotypical, but this episode kind of refined it.
Brought it in. He had a little gym session with the new roommate.
That was, I liked how that turned out because I was like, if you don't do this, like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, she was luring him in, shall we say?
My screen froze as she bent over. Like, it just froze.
I'm sure that was accidental.
Okay,
I don't think I've ever heard an ass speak, but it felt like one was whispering to me in that scene.
So that was all good stuff though, because it made sense, and Peyton being back is interesting. I like that they the cake at the end kind of let Liv know that maybe she is ready to be friends. They're not going to drag out this, it's awkward for a while thing. It seems like they are actually going to go back into it. Like, she's sort of learned to deal with it and she's back, and maybe she's going to try and help with it or whatever, I don't know. I do think, I hope that her and Ravi though start dating again. Because there was a little weird thing when he came home and he was like, oh, I just had a good date, and then she was there and she was like, oh, tell me about your date. And I was like, okay, that wasn't as awkward as it should have been. Or at least I feel like now that she's back, he should try and pursue her again, because I don't know, they had some chemistry. I liked that.
But didn't he say in the episode, he wasn't really with her that long? So
that's true. He did say that.
Exactly. Yeah. And the thing is, whenever he enters in the room, he's yelling out to a roommate that needs some kind of interaction. He needs something to latch onto to get out of his room to do something. So he's like, "Hey, this is a thing I was doing, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. So it's like even more of a reason to exclaim it. And just so happened that was there. Like it's got those CW elements. I mean, earlier I was explaining the show to my friend Kyle, who's here for the weekend. And like everything I say about the show sounds fucking stupid. It sounds stupid
Out
and
of
ridiculous.
context.
And out of context, it sounds over the top and ridiculous. But when you're watching it with the actors, like it just works and it's charming.
Do you know what I liked the setup for it is that the husband of the dead wife or whatever it was had like the brochure of prostitutes, but I liked it when the mechanics like oh no, it was some sort of hussy type when he's describing who was with him, and he's like, it just so happens I've got a brochure of hussies in the car. Would you mind taking a flick through it? And the guy's like, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. Like, yeah,
Sounds funny.
I think I'm all right with that. Yeah. There's those good tongue-in-cheek moments with this show that really make it totally worth watching. I can't lie in saying that look, the housewife thing with how Liv was doing it, like she was playing it so well, I got really pissed off at her just by being the character that she was. I don't know if you feel the same way, Connor, because it's like this actress is really good at getting into whatever personality is presented to her, and she was too good at being this bitch that I was getting some. I was like, okay, maybe I can understand why people watch reality shows so they can get pissed off at people like this.
Yeah, I love how she just completely changes week to week for all these different things.
It must be.
I did think this week was a bit better though, because
I was gonna say it must be so fun as an actress being able to do something completely like it's the same core character, but every week get to do a completely different spin on it.
That's what I was gonna say. Like this week felt a bit more of her though. Like last week she got completely lost in the whole bro thing, but then this week she was like apologizing to Major, like sorry, it's the brains, and there's a bit more of her there.
Yeah, it reminds me a bit of like this being like the fun sitcom-y kind of version of Orphan Black. Yeah, you know what she's doing? That's kind of what it's turning out to be for her, which is awesome, and she's pulling it off really well. And I hope that really starts being kind of recognized that it's not easy to do what she's doing.
No, and she does a great job at it. I mean, enough where I'm not getting pissed off at the writing. I'm getting pissed off at the portrayal of the character because it's so genuine. Right. You know, that is a testament to this actress, and I mean, she's awesome. I genuinely just love the cast of this show. Yeah, like all around. Maybe the detective less so, but everybody else 100%.
Clive's all right. What's wrong with Clive?
Yeah, no, he's all right. I feel like he's a little dumb. Like he's not picking up. Okay, he has enough sense to put together like, oh well, maybe she's like intuiting what's going on in these crime scenes through the victims' heads, but he doesn't put together like maybe she puts some of her personalities in him or in her rather. It's like obviously she's acting wildly differently every week
because he's noticing it more and more. So I think they're building to him.
It has
confronting
to
her or something.
Point in this season, it has to be.
I do want to point out though is the new roommate overhears. See, I now know Clive and Ravi's name, and now there's a new character, and I don't remember her fucking name for the whole season. But the new roommate overhears her talking about like seeing something in her vision, and that's like really weird and new information to her because they don't. None of these people know that zombies get like personalities or visions from things. Stuff, so she's just really confused about everything.
Yeah. So no Blaine this episode, by the way.
Yeah, I miss Blaine.
No, that's fine. You can take a week off. He'll be back next week. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, but he's a dick in a good, in an entertaining way. I like him with a lot of stuff he does.
I do enjoy him. So that was iZombie for this week. It's still a lot of fun, and definitely tune in next week for more.